Hey everybody, welcome to a slightly delayed Facebook Live. Sorry about the delay there. We were showing off our V8 car to some industry insiders and they were pretty excited about it. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to show you our new LED side lights, turn indicators, and corner lights that we have for the NA, NB, and ND Miatas. We'll start with the old cars, the NAs and the NBs. For these we have both a smoked and a clear. Go on over here, I'll show you the clear one. There have been clear side indicators or side marker lights for a long time. This is nothing new. What is new about these is the fact that there's the LED, so it's a much brighter setup than you'll get with a single bulb in the middle and a little diffuse light. I have the old school style, sort of a stock one, just with a white cover over it, and they're nowhere near as bright as these things. I've driven around with one of these cars following me before, and it's spectacular how bright they are. So that's the rear obviously is red like it's supposed to be. And up front, we have amber. Now we worked with the manufacturer on these things. We were not happy with the way the fitment worked at first. So we actually worked with them and got a special run of just the right combination of parts. We actually found that the rears fit better in the front. So we got some rears sent to us that have amber lights in them instead. So everything looks right. They're not actually reflective, unlike the factory ones, which, if you shine a flashlight at them, they're retro-reflective, they reflect back at you. These are not. They do have DOT markings, and they are extremely bright when they're lit up, but they will not reflect when they're not turned on, when the car is not running. So just be aware of that. I'll show you what that looks like when it's off. These are a simple installation. They simply screw in just like you're replacing your factory bulb, for example, and they just plug into the existing bulbs. On the NAs, they are direct plug-in. They work exactly like this car here. On the NBs, they didn't have a lit-up rear to start with. So if you want to run those, you have to do a little bit of wiring if you want them to light up, simply because there's no wiring there from the factory. So you can tie into the factory tail lights, run a little extension harness, and get that to work. We'll have instructions on how to do that on our website soon. It's very simple work, but it does need to be done. We also have smoked. These are off Travis's own car. We had to steal them from him. As you can see, if you're looking for a more subtle, darker, more of a gothy look for your car, then you'll look for the smoked one. This looks obviously good on darker colored cars. You want to disappear these, or if you have black wheels or something like that. Bob here being sort of a shiny little perky car, we put on the bright white ones. But these are proving to be very popular. The smoked ones are outselling the white ones by a fair bit. I would put the white ones on my car, but I'm a sparky, perky kind of person, so there you go. We also have them for the ND. Now, why not for the NC? Simply because the manufacturer doesn't have the molds for those. If they do come up with those things, then we will hopefully offer them for the NC, but at the moment we only have the 3 generations, all but one. So these we have, again, the side lights. These, like the NA and NB, they're $80 a set, $79.99. And as you can see, we have the white ones here. I'll show you smoked in a minute. And we have the side lights as well. These are part of the turn indicator, but they will not affect how the turn indicator works. They're, again, simple plug-in, and the fact that an LED doesn't mess with anything. So there we go. They're the you can really see how bright these puppies are. When you're following, one of these things is following you at night. It looks like it's got extra whiskers sticking out the front. It's a really nice, clean look. And then we'll show off the side light. There you go, nice and bright. We want to make sure this sort of stuff is visible, especially the turn indicator on the side. So it's nice to have a really clean looking thing, and not the sort of the standard one. You can tell there's a bulb in there and it diffuses a little bit oddly. This gives a nice big light source. Come around actually, before we get to that, I will show you the smoked versions of these. Here we have them on, I believe this is machine gray, is the official name for this color, and you can see the smoked ties in nicely with the color of the car, really disappears it. And of course, still nice and bright. Just because they're smoked doesn't mean that they're dim. The turn indicators, there we go. So these are really popular. This is the most popular version we sell, actually, is the ND smoked. We're moving a lot of these guys. In fact, I think the first order is getting pretty close to being sold out. So I want to jump on that if you are interested. These little guys, these side marks, they are $40 a set. So basically this car is currently sitting on about $120 worth of LEDs at the moment between the 4 corner lights and the 2 side lights. Now there's one other thing that we've just introduced, and again it's been really popular already, and that is the tail lights, the turn indicators. So I will show you what stock turn indicators look like. You'd think that all the exterior lights on these NDs would be LEDs, but they're not. So the exterior light, the standard one, is just a single bulb with a bunch of diffuser in there to try to sort of spread the light around. And it does a pretty good job, but it's not quite as bright, not quite as consistent as it could be. There we go, extreme close-up. I've got fingerprints all over it now. So what we have for the turn indicators is you have these sequentials. So not only is it a big LED, a big circuit board with a bunch of chip-on-board LEDs on it, but they're actually sequential, running out to the outside, just so everyone knows which way you're turning. It's a nice sort of modern touch, a cool touch like a new Audi or old-school Ford, but it's a much bigger area that's illuminated. There's even some research that says that it's the movement that attracts people's eyes, so this might actually be more visible to people because it's more of a movement than a simple on-off flash. They're actually seeing something twitch. You're more likely to notice this than you will a simple on-off. And those are $49.99 for the pair. And again, simple plug-in. They come with everything you need. You can tell there's no hyper flash going on here. There's no error lights. There's nothing, the car's not concerned about it at all. It does come with ballast resistors for these. And again, it is a plug-in installation, so it's just a matter of, it's about as complicated as changing a bulb. It's a really quick thing to do. We have an installation guide on our website if you want to see exactly what the installation and all of these look like. We do have a walkthrough so you can see how they look. Do you have any questions, Travis? We have answered every question there is to know about LED side markers on Miatas. I'm sorry we don't have an ND with a set of these installed right, or an NB with a set of these installed right now. The car we usually use photography on that one had a bit of a transmission whoopsie, so it's been quarantined in the garage until we get that sorted out. So we can't show you what they look like on an NB, but they look exactly like this, same shape.
One question asking, when will the first orders ship?
The first orders should ship. The parts are on the way to us. It depends on exactly when we get our shipment, of course. I should check that with Brandon before I came down here.
15th, I think.
Yeah, the 15th, that sounds about right. So let's say mid-August is when we expect to be able to ship these things out. We know there's a lot of people very excited about these, about getting their hands on them. We decided to go live with them before we had a bunch of stock because we were so excited about them as well. And actually those sequential turn indicators slowed things down a little bit. We wanted to evaluate a set of those that added an extra week or so to the delivery time. But we know they have them in stock at the manufacturer, so they're on the way here. Boy, everything's like a little disco party in here. Everything's flashing and blinking away. So if there are no more questions, I will wrap this up. If you do have questions that come in afterwards, simply put them in the comments on the video, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, or feel free to hit us up by email, by phone, however you want to reach us and ask questions about these. We'd be happy to help you out. As you can see, we believe in these enough that we're putting them on our own cars. If you are going to be in Monterey for the Monterey Historics, we're going to have these 2 cars at the Monterey kickoff party that takes place in Pacific Grove on Tuesday the 13th. So if you want to check them out in person, you can do that. You can check the cars out in person. You can check Travis and I out in person, whatever it is, whatever floats your boat. Should be a lot of interesting cars because it's Monterey Historics. What are you going to do? So we will be showing them off then. And other than that, thanks for your attention, guys. We'll see you next week.